My name is Charles. I made my name known for being a diabetes advocate and award-winning filmmaker. I created a show that took 5 people living with diabetes that helped to educate, inspire, and save their lives. About 5 years ago, my father passed away from cancer, and I wanted to do something to help bring awareness to those living with this terrible disease. I will embark on a road to help change the lives of some that are fighting this horrible condition called cancer. It does not take much effort to live for others, and what we leave is how we will be remembered. I hope at the end we can see that hope is a great thing and the start of a better future. Welcome to 8 Days. Many of you remember our first season, where we took 5 people to Jamaica living with diabetes. We brought in some amazing experts and helped change their lives. Sadly, Roger passed away from his diabetes complications after the show. All the others went on to lower their medication, and Jerome, with his doctor's guidance, even came off some of his meds. All lost about 300 pounds combined, and their lives have forever changed. On November 2nd, 2014, my father passed away from lung cancer. No one, including himself, knew he had it. He died about a month and a half later after finding out. I created a show that could look into the lives of those living with cancer. 8 Days brings 5 people together with various stages of cancer and tries to tell some of their stories. We have teamed up with some of the best experts in the world to help find treatments, cures if any, mixed with inspiration and hope. My role is to walk with the guests as they have allowed me and these amazing experts I have found to travel in their journeys. With the help of Dr. Tony Jimenez and Hope4Cancer, it will be 8 days to truly remember.
I was just totally dumbfounded, confused, numb. I didn't know what to think, what to say. I wasn't thinking death at that time. I was thinking I have some really bad stuff, emotions of sadness, deep depression, uncertainty. You know, what do I do now? And what was on my mind was my wife. I needed to tell my wife. I don't remember if I believe, yeah, I did call her. I do remember that I did call her and tell her that I had cancer. That was a very difficult day, one of the most difficult days of my life. My name is Jose Fernandez Jr. I am I just turned 66 years old. I am Nicaraguan by birth and second-generation immigrant. I have a family, and my wife, of course, Caroline, and 5 daughters and 17 grandkids. I come from a broken family. When I was a kid, I'm a product of an alcoholic home. Basically, I decided family was going to be of great value to me, and of course, I became a born-again Christian at 21 years of age, and that totally changed my life around. I was 65 years old when I got diagnosed with prostate cancer. I don't think I'll ever forget the actual day. It was on Valentine's Day, February 15th, 2018. It was a Thursday morning. I got a chance to go to the urologist by myself. He basically just walked in and very somberly, just straight out said, yep, you have cancer. And I was a little upset at him, not because of what he said that morning, but I was upset because when he did the biopsy, he was so impersonal, he was, non-relational. When he found the actual cancer on the prostate, I remember him saying, bingo! And I was like, what? This is not a game.
When someone is first told they have cancer, their world is shaken. especially emotionally and spiritually. You basically are told that you're facing your death. I can't even describe it. You feel so vulnerable. My name is Carrie Crary. I am from Scottsdale, Arizona. I am a registered nurse. I do nuclear cardiac stress testing. This is my second occurrence of breast cancer. I will tell you, for me, this, as I mentioned, second time going around, my second go around with cancer, the one thing that has struck fear is chemo. I'm a nurse. I work in a department that does PET scans. I see the patients coming and going, and chemo has been around for over 50 years. We have not changed the path with that, and we are not saving people with it. We may be prolonging life, but we are making people very sick in the meantime. So it was very difficult for me to digest feeling healthy, knowing I have cancer, but I'm gonna go get treatment that's going to tear my body down and make me feel sick. I know all the effects of chemo on the whole system, and there's just so many risks with that beyond just having cancer. So you're taking somebody who has cancer and a disease they're battling, and now you're taking the possibilities of making them sick in so many other ways that could likely kill them before the cancer ever does.
Some days I could hardly stand, I couldn't walk. I was very ill. This is not going to be the end of me. We went to the hospital and they were told I've been given as little as 6 months to live. The only emotion was absolute pure devastation. I was frightened, I was sick, I'd just been diagnosed with cancer. I'm Kate, I'm from Australia, from the Gold Coast. Exactly 4 weeks ago today, I was diagnosed with lung cancer. My body is riddled with it. It is metastasized, it is in. The cancer is stage 4, it's through my bones, my hip, spine, ribs, shoulders, in my lymph nodes, and my liver. I'm a solo parent of a 2-year-old little girl called Annabelle, turning 3 very soon. So being diagnosed with cancer, age 39, knowing how strong and fit and I thought healthy I was, just pure devastation, absolute pure devastation. It took me a day to put this into logical thinking, and I realized that this is when I had to start fighting. Whatever the doctors and whatever the hospital, whatever the Australian medical industry had told me, I knew I couldn't take on board without a fight. Cancer is a subject I thought I would never have to know anything about, ever.
No one wants to die of cancer. No one wants to die, period. No one wants to see their quality of life taken away from them because of the things that you're going through. I just want to live. I am Nicole Randall, 41-year-old single mother of 1, and I have ovarian cancer. Originally in 2014, and then again in 2018. I'm currently undergoing chemotherapy now. No one deserves to go through cancer and chemotherapy. You lose so much value of life. You lose faith. But I am a believer in God, and I believe that God has brought me to this opportunity of learning how to eat right, learning how to exercise, learning something other than chemotherapy. There's so many things that they don't tell you about cancer and chemotherapy, but my faith has brought me this far. So I believe that God is providing me another outlet other than chemotherapy, other than these surgeries that they have given. I have a 8-year-old son now that I value, that he values me. I have family and friends, and I just want to live. I'm afraid to die, honestly. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, that God has not brought me this far to leave me. This is just another opportunity to have healing, to build my faith, to just bring me to a better place in life. Please, hear me out and listen to my story.
Coming up on 8 Days.
Cancer is a subject I thought I'd never have to know anything about.
I created Hope4Cancer to bring alternative integrative cancer treatments to the world.
I just knew that this was the clinic that I wanted to come to.
Cancer is a subject I thought I'd never have to know anything about. What I've learnt over the past 4 weeks is incredible. I've had to make some life-changing choices. I've had to educate myself on treatments, on procedures. I've had to ask a lot of questions of others and of myself, which has brought me to where I am now. I had no time to give any more thought about where I wanted to go to. So I knew I had to act very quickly on getting help for myself. I was very lucky to have a friend who in Australia worked alongside a cancer clinic, and he highly recommended the Hope4Cancer in Australia. I had no time to think, no time to question my actions. I met with some other specialists, independent specialists outside of my local hospital, and they too spoke about the Hope4Cancer. Within 2 weeks I'd booked flights and I'd booked myself into the centre.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tony Jimenez. I'm the Chief Medical Officer and founder of Hope4Cancer. Welcome to our treatment centers. I created Hope4Cancer to bring alternative integrative cancer treatments to the world. And I want to show you around, show you some of the treatments that we do here and why we do it. So let's take a walk. In this room, we have a special filtration system, so all the water in this room is specially filtered, so for safety of the patients. And then we have high-tech diagnostic equipment that looks at the functional status of every organ in the body. This is called alpha thermal diagnostics. Let's go to the next room. This is a very special room because in this room we have some technology that is unique. Specifically, this one here is called photodynamic infrared spectroscopy. So what we do with this technology is we look for circulating tumor cells. These are the cancer stem cells. These are the cells that leave the primary tumor and lead to metastasis. And we know that over 90% of patients that succumb to cancer is because of those cells that leave the primary tumor and go to the lung, to the liver, to the brain, or to the bone. So we can, in real time, detect and eradicate those circulating tumor cells. This technology is called shockwave therapy, and it's used before some of our therapies that target the tumor or the cancer cells. What this does is it softens the tumor, allowing the IVs, the other treatments that we do penetrate. Because remember, cancer cells have a membrane that is protective. And so if we can soften that membrane per se, then we're able to introduce the other treatments and IVs directly into the tumor. And it's painless. It actually also feels good for the patient because they can see something happening. And basically, it's body. For example, patients with breast cancer. This is shockwave therapy.
When you watch the videos that are provided by Dr. Tony, it makes sense. It's logical and you understand it more. And he speaks in such terms that you can understand it. I'm not a medical professional. I don't understand the words that are often used, and this is broken down so you do understand and you do appreciate, and your mind goes, okay, I get that. I understand now why that's being used. I understand now why I need to eat this. I understand why I'm being put in a sauna. I understand why my body's being brought to a fever in a hypothermia tank. I understand why my body needs this amount of oxygen by going into a hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I understand why my body needs vitamin C. It just makes sense. And that's what I really appreciate about being here. If you have a question, you ask and you'll get a very clear answer.
This is my second occurrence of breast cancer, and I just really feel as if alternative therapies came to me. I don't feel like I was searching them out initially. I really feel like God has placed purposeful interactions in my life repetitively that has led me into the research of the alternative therapies. Just kind of felt like my eyes were open to the reality of healthcare and where I needed to be. That's when I saw Dr. Tony and was introduced to Dr. Tony. Once I started researching Hope4Cancer, I just knew that this was the clinic that I wanted to come to.
As part of our sonophotodynamic therapy, we have another machine here that is based on sound therapy. And what this is emits low frequency sound waves. And so we could, again, target that tumor specifically with sound energy. This is called sonodynamic therapy. Let's go to the next room. This room is one of the patient's favorite rooms, and this is where colon hydrotherapy happens. In our studies, we found that over 85% of our cancer patients have gut dysfunction. Dysbiosis, fermentation, petrification. That means they're not absorbing nutrients well and they're not eliminating. So colon hydrotherapy is a series of high cleansing colon washes, if you will. Very subtle. I get them done periodically myself, so patients enjoy this, and afterwards they just feel that release. And energy, cognitive function, clarity of mind, it's just accentuated significantly.
Coming up on 8 Days.
What was on my mind was my wife. I needed to tell my wife.
It was like my whole world stopped. I was in a state of shock.
I just cried out, and I just remember saying, no, no, and couldn't believe that it was happening.
After a while, I felt, as the weeks went by, I'm glad that he actually was very persistent, and he wanted to do a biopsy because he really felt that I had something more than just prostate problem. I had something more definite. So I thank God that he actually did find my cancer. I remember him. Before he walked out of the room, he turned back towards me and he said, this diagnosis is not going to kill you. And I was like, okay. I had no idea what he was referring to. What do I do now? And what was on my mind was my wife. I needed to tell my wife. I don't remember if I did call her. I do remember that I did call her and tell her that I had cancer. And she responded, the best that she could. And that was a very difficult day, one of the most difficult days of my life.
When I found out Joe had cancer, I was at work and I received a phone call. When he said that, it was like my whole world stopped. I was in a state of shock. I don't even remember what I said to him, but knowing who I am and my mindset, I know I must have told him something like, you know what, honey, don't worry. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna do research. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna beat this.
When my dad was diagnosed with cancer and I got the news, I have to be honest in saying that I was really numb. I was at work when I got the text, and I just remember like a weight over me, and I couldn't feel anything almost. Even when our family got together later that night to have a discussion and talk about what it all means, I could barely cry. which is weird for me because I'm a feeler through and through. I could cry at a commercial. So I just felt really, really numb. I wrestled with a lot of anger and confusion. I think because my dad is somebody who spent his whole adult life pouring into other people and loving on them and walking alongside others that have gone through these types of valleys, cancer, deaths, divorces.
I have never experienced that type of emotion ever in my life. And I had never heard the type of cry come out of me when I found out, because you never want to hear that about your dad, somebody who is your rock, your first love, your spiritual teacher, your everything. And so of course the first thing you think of is having to possibly lose him, and thinking about my mom not being able to have him and all the grandkids. And so I just cried out, and I just remember saying, no, no, and couldn't believe that it was happening. And we were in a group chat with the whole family, and I allowed myself to fully experience and to cry, but then instantly I felt this overwhelming sense of peace just radiate from my body, and I knew it was God letting me know that everything was going to be okay.
Hey, Nicole, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So it's me and Marcy.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey.
So, Nicole, I was moved by your videos, and, I sent them over to Marcy and everyone at Hope4Cancer. And, I was just really touched. The fact that you were able to write in and not only write in, but make those videos and that appeal to why you really wanted to be on the show and a part of the treatment at Hope4Cancer. So,
Right.
Marcy, I wanted to share some good news for you.
We're excited to welcome you, Nicole, into our program. We're excited to see you soon. The medical team has reviewed all of your records. We're excited to see what the outcome is going to be with you. It's going to be life-changing, and we just wanted to welcome you into our program.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
We're not going to take too much of your time, but me and Marcy just wanted to let you know that we can't wait to get started, and we'll see you in Mexico.
Yes. Thank you. Can't wait to see you either.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Our little diamond in the rough, Nicole. Very shy and quiet. And I'm not sure the others saw what I did in Nicole. She sent me a long email and some videos of her why. Her why she needed this treatment, and her why she needed this experience. And my heart melted.
Hi guys, I'm super happy that my mom gets to go. And by the way, my name is Chase. So I feel very happy that she gets to go to a better place, and I've been with her a few or more times for chemo, and I have been feeling happy, and every time when she cried and stuff, when she looked at me, she stopped crying, and it made me feel good that I was there with her. But this time I won't be there, but I'm always going to be there in her heart for her, and God is too.
So I've been telling Chase this is a new chapter. We're going to learn better eating habits. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to take out of our diet. We're going to exercise more, and we're just looking forward to great things. He knows that I have to go to Mexico. He knows that I may be gone for a while, but it's for a great cause. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, and I'm blessed.
I think she's going to be our butterfly that ends up with amazing results and turning her health around fully. I see her beating cancer and living a full life as a mom and great daughter. Coming up on 8 Days.
If I wasn't a mum, I think I would have taken the diagnosis and just taken it gracefully.
Relationships built here in the community of what we're going through that not everyone can relate with.
Of course, they flew in from England to Australia the day I was diagnosed. We went to the hospital and they were told I've been given as little as 6 months to live. The only emotion was absolute pure devastation. Pure devastation. Before I even left the medical room, I turned to them and I said, this will be the biggest fight of my life. And I meant it. So it's only through educating them as well as myself. There are other ways, there are other treatments, there are other therapies, there are new outlooks. We don't have to take what is told by us, by our standard medical industry as green. You know, there are other ways we can look into healing ourselves, to bettering our illnesses. So my body was in serious pain. Some days I could hardly stand, I couldn't walk. I was very ill. I was readmitted to hospital via an ambulance due to the pain in my body. If I wasn't a mum, I think I would have taken the diagnosis and just taken it gracefully. Being a parent to my little girl, I've taken the gloves off and I'm ready to fight this, and I will do whatever I can and whatever I need to do to ensure that I'm standing by my little girl in a very long time to come. So that means traveling to the other side of the world, to Cancun, Mexico, then so be it, that's what I'll do. And then I'll return to Australia. And if I need to come back here to this clinic again and again, then that is what I'll do to ensure that I'm here to be mummy to my little girl.
Amazing Kate. Kate was given a very short time to live, as she's battling stage 4 lung cancer. When we first met, I didn't know what to make of our meeting, but soon after was taken back by her caring nature. Kate has a heart of love and a will to live that will put me and many others in awe. And lung cancer is what took my father. So having her here meant so much to me, because my dad didn't get a chance to fight for his condition. And seeing Kate win this battle for her and her daughter is what we're all fighting for.
Relationships built here in the community of what we're going through that not everyone can relate with. There's definitely bonds that are formed just in knowing, just in relating with the path. Every part of this, every aspect of this is unique unless you've been through it. I've been very surprised at how attentive, loving, and just busy we are doing therapies non-stop every day. I was not expecting that. By far the most impressive part of this have been the nurses here. Every step of the way, every one of them is very concerned, very truly working for the best outcomes to provide support, love. I came in one morning, wasn't feeling real well. I immediately had other patients here praying for me, but also a doctor immediately took me in to check me over, see if anything was going on, make sure that I was going to be okay.
Kerry represents many women who suffer from breast cancer around the country. The staggering number each year that are diagnosed is in the tens of thousands. I thought Kerry would be a perfect fit for 8 days, since she comes from a medical background and has taken back her health in many ways. She also has had great success at Hope4Cancer, and I wanted her to share her journey.
Obviously have a pretty good comparison now between alternative medicine and Western medicine, and it's just given me an overall picture, overall understanding of how important it is to incorporate both of those things into the battle for cancer, and probably definitely for most disease processes. So that's the mission I'm on, to show that there's not one way or the other. We want to combine both. I think that
the medical world will benefit if we really put the research behind it.
This would take a very emotional ride, as we will see throughout the course of her time here. But her spirit and her humble manner is something I felt others could learn from.
In this room, this is sort of like the hub of our brainstorming. This is the room where the doctors do their work. They gather here and have medical sessions every day. And let me introduce you to some of our doctors. Dr. Allen, one of our staff doctors at Hope4Cancer. When a patient is admitted, we assign a doctor. And so Dr. Allen is one of the staff physicians. He's brilliant. He does physiotherapy also. He's expert in this and brilliant researcher. So anytime we need some articles or some publications to review, we have Dr. Allen here. So he's been with our team, how long, Dr. Allen?
3 years.
3 years. And this is particularly important when patients come to an integrative alternative treatment centers, because we have to be in the same page, we have to be in the same mindset. And it's fantastic, the group of doctors that we have gathered here at Hope4Cancer Treatment Center. Let's go meet another doctor. Thank you, Dr. Allen.
Coming up on 8 days.
This is a wall of conquerors, thrivers that have come here with little prognosis and have done very well. It's quite an inspirational.
So pretty much I feel like it's a puzzle. It's like solving a puzzle.
You know, in Mexico, when you greet someone, you shake their hand, and then you hug them and you slap them in the back, and then you shake hands again. That's a traditional Mexican welcome. And so you notice that, right? So Dr. Rodolfo is an assigned doctor here at the clinic. I was going to say he's one of the favorites, but actually they're all favorites, you know? Every patient is so happy with the love, the professionalism, the detail that the doctors provide them. So here it's not like, you know, come in for 5 minutes, let's put the stethoscope on the chest and you're done.
Usually the assign is between 3 to max 5 patients.
5 patients.
In order to be able to give a high quality attention regarding time and the needs that they have.
I like to highlight that because that's so important as we have that patient-doctor relationship. And he doesn't have 100 doctors or 50 patients, that he's seeing every day. Is 3 to 5 patients, so we could provide that awesome care. Thank you, Dr. Rodolfo. All right.
Nice to see you.
Let's go into this room. This room is the hub of our best program, the behavioral, emotional, and spiritual therapy. And one of our seasoned doctors works in this office. Her name is Dr. Leslie Gomez, and she's a tremendous healer. I refer to her as shaman. Just a natural healing, has that ability to, you know, take those conflicts and those traumas out of you and just help you let them go.
Being a pediatrician is being very useful because I'm able to integrate what is it that the emotional trauma, when did it happen, and what stage of the wounded adult, you know, so I'm able to integrate that pediatric practice into my emotional spiritual practice of now. What I integrate is what is exactly the emotion that was happening or that person was going through. That could be linked to the family tree or just in their own timeline and then connected to the now, because each disease has an emotion associated. So once I know what's the disease, what they're going through, then I'm able to find that same emotion in other moments of their lives. So pretty much I feel like it's a puzzle. It's like solving a puzzle.
I want to pause here for a second and look at this wall here. This is the wall where patients write messages to our staff, to our doctors, and just a wall of conquerors, thrivers that have come here with little prognosis and have done very well. So quite a inspirational wall to see all the messages. And this is where, wow, we see the results of the efforts, the commitment, and the passion that they have given their healing. It's just a beautiful time of what's happening now at Hope4Cancer, and we look forward for you to travel this journey with us.
I have met many doctors around the world in my work in diabetes and other conditions I advocate for. I was truly impressed by who Dr. Jimenez is and what he stands for. You can truly see he has a passion for people and wants to help save lives. I was excited to see his work and the outcomes. Never did I think this would be some miracle worker, but an option along with other options in one's battle with this deadly condition. I think it's key people know that there are some great alternatives. And while not everything works for everyone, they are doing some amazing work and giving hope. I look forward to the next 8 days with him and his team. Coming up this season on 8 Days.
Hello.
There she is. Give me a big old hug. Can I lift you up and spin you around?
Sure.
Life's complicated for you lot, it really is. I can see life is complicated.
So many emotions that you can't even identify.
I loved her, like I gave my heart. I gave my heart to her. It's hard to do that when you meet so many people that are fighting for their lives.
We know a lot about cancer now in 2019. We know a lot about cancer. We have many tools.
And in a few months, we'll find out and see how you guys are doing.
You have to go to the restroom.
Pinkies and 3 days. I was excited to have Jose and his wife part of the show. An amazing couple deep into their faith. Prostate cancer is something I fear as I get older. About 1 in 9 men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. But if treated early, you can see tremendous results. So I wanted someone who could represent for all men dealing with this type of cancer.
8-day journey is a godsend. I've been in this fight for 16 months, thereabouts. And so trying to decide whether I should proceed and remove my prostate because my cancer is still in the prostate. So I'm like trying to decide that, and all of a sudden I get this call and I was like, what? This is God, because I've been just asking, what do I do next? What do I do next? And then to get an opportunity to be with the doctors, Dr. Jimenez and other doctors and professionals there to get a personal attention. And I expect to walk out from the Cancun experience and the 8 days and with clarity. I'm excited about 8 days, and I can't wait to be there and experience that whole thing.
With my age being fairly young and being so involved with fitness and nutrition, I've been involved with that most of my life. I never would have suspected that I would get cancer. I think fitness has helped me stay at a level of health that I have had despite the cancer and how advanced it has gotten. So I'm here at my apartment complex, and I just got the news that I've been invited to go be a part of this amazing show that's going to be filmed in Cancun. That is just such a privilege for me. I can't even believe that I've been fortunate enough to be chosen. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Hope4Cancer. I'm just so looking forward to sharing how I got to this point in such a quick way. I'm just so excited for everyone to learn, for everyone to see the reality, the real life answers that are out there for this nasty, nasty disease called cancer. And I can't wait to do this.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Randall, and I'm Nicole's mother, and I am super, super, super excited that Nicole is going to this 8-day one mission. I'm excited because Nicole is excited. I'm excited because this is giving her joy. I truly believe in natural medicine.
I'm so thankful and I'm blessed to be given this opportunity to receive such treatment, to receive education, and have a team of doctors and just great things. So we are excited. We're expecting a miracle. We are expecting a miracle. I will have life, you know. I will be given more life versus the prognosis that the doctors have given. So I thank God for this opportunity. Chase thanks God for this opportunity. And we thank you so very much.
She thinks that Mummy is away for work. I am writing a beautiful journal to her so that when she's adult enough, she can read it and she can understand why I'm here, why I've fibbed to her about where I am and what I'm doing. I explain about how she's feeling at the moment, about how I'm feeling. I tell her that she went to kindy today and she went to dance classes, and that I'm always thinking of her and that she is my motivation and that she's my strength, she's my focus, she is what I'm fighting for right now. Yeah, more than anything, my little girl needs her mummy around, and I need her. So I'll do whatever I can and whatever I need to do.
Each time we bring guests to share their journey, it always seems like they were handpicked by a higher power, like they were supposed to be here. I'm really looking forward to growing together with this group and learning from all of it. There are some serious dynamics, and I hope we could all mesh. And the end goal is something that inspires and brings hope and change. Some are here for the first time, and some have had great success and coming for a follow-up and to work with me and my team. Mental, physical, and spiritual, with a touch of love. The next 8 days for all of us will be a ride to remember. In the next episode of 8 Days.
Good to see you, man.
There she is. Give me a big old hug. Can I lift you up and spin you around?
I don't pray. I don't believe in God.
In my heart, I wanted to bring her in. And I want you to feel a part of us.
I got some amazing people that I wanted to bring out for some entertainment.